Hello my loves, welcome to my channel Son of Stars. Welcome to today's pick a card reading. In the last episode, if you guys didn't watch it, we talked about your future spouse's first impression of you, but today we're going to talk about your first impression of your future spouse when you first meet your future spouse, talk to your future spouse, or when you see pictures of them for the first time, depending on who you guys are going to meet. For some of you guys, you're going to meet for the first time in person. For others of you, it might be online. Okay, so keep an open mind as you hear these, as you watch this reading. But we're going to look at what your first impression of your future spouse is gonna be like, or what are you gonna like immediately notice, immediately see, immediately feel. What are you gonna think about them? And then we're gonna go to the extended, where we're going to look at what really seals the deal for you, what you find so freaking charming, attractive, fantastic, beautiful about them, that you want to maybe give your number to them, that you want to meet with them, that you want to talk to them on the phone, that you want to go with them on a second date and stuff like that, what really seals the deal for you. Okay, so this is what we're going to look at in the extended. I'm going to put the link down in the description box where you can watch the extended for this reading. Okay, but without further ado, in the next clip you can choose between 3 images. Go with your gut feeling. Okay, and if you feel super duper indecisive, talk to your spirit guides, ask them for help, go on Google, find a number generator, and then the number generator will spit out the right number for you. Okay? So I'm thinking if there's anything else that I want to say. Oh, by the way, my name is Cynthia, so if you're new here, hello, welcome. As well as, if you join my Patreon now, you're gonna get access to every extended future spouse reading that I ever posted, which is about like 20 videos or something like that. So if you join now, you can literally binge watch all the videos and stuff like that. And in case you guys are new, I want you guys to know that I'm here to keep you company on your journey until you meet your future spouse. Okay, that you already feel connected to their energy before they even stand in front of you. There's also going to be a few readings that I'm going to do in the future that are going to help you to connect to your future spouse or even attract them into your life. So if you're interested in that, definitely subscribe, or definitely keep an eye out for that content. Okay, but I don't want to talk too much. I'm super duper like peaceful today, although I drank so much green tea. Like, I love drinking matcha green tea because it's kind of like an energizer, but I feel so calm. It's suspicious. Okay, but yeah, without further ado, in the next step you can choose between 3 images. Again, if you're new here, I would definitely recommend for you to watch the other episodes, because it's going to be literally like a story. A lot of people, a lot of subscribers comment on my videos that when they watch one video, it's directly connected to the other, and it's like 1 month between me posting these 2 videos, but they somehow create like a puzzle piece, or they somehow create like a story and stuff like that, and things start to make sense. Maybe you also find more meaning behind your dreams, or that you even realize, oh my god, I just had a dream of my future spouse and I didn't even realize. Okay, so again, if you feel new, if you are new, feel free to just watch every episode. And if you really want to connect to your future spouse and just indulge in that energy, then you can subscribe to my Patreon. There's more than 21 extended pick a card readings, or like an extended future spouse reading available for you, as well as other readings like just normal readings, next 7 to 10 day predictions, which are exclusive for Patreon. So if you want to see more of me, or you feel like I'm really helping you right now in this very moment to feel sane and feel good, and it's important for you to connect with my energy, you can find me on Patreon. Okay, because for me, for example, I've noticed that in certain stages in my life, it's important for me to connect to certain people. Like, there's certain people where I need to watch, like I don't need to, but I feel like I want to watch these people in that particular stage in my life, because they bring me some type of sanity, or they bring me some type of like healing energy, even if their intention is not even to hear me, but just by them talking or just by them speaking or expressing themselves, it just brings so much healing to me, which is so funny. I didn't even notice that. I was like yesterday I was watching a particular tarot reader, but I'm not going to say who it is, and I do watch her videos, but I subscribed to her Patreon, and then I realized how much I needed it, like how much it brings so much peace and calm energy to me to connect to her energy a little bit more. And then I also realized that I don't feel so connected to other people on YouTube anymore that I used to watch. Okay, I don't even know why I'm so talkative today, but that only means that we're probably going to have a lot to talk about when it comes to your future spouse and your first impression of them. But again, I don't want to, like blabber too much. I know you guys are very excited to figure out what you're going to think about your future spouse. So I'm going to see you in your reading, guys. Hello, my beautiful pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. So you chose this beautiful image here, which says water couple. Okay, I'm going to channel the energy first, and then we're going to look at the cards together, what you're going to think when you first meet your future spouse. You first look at them, you see their profile, you see them for the first time, you look into this person's eyes for the first time. What are you going to think, feel? What is your first impression of this beautiful man or this beautiful woman that turns out to be the love of your life and your future spouse? Okay, so give me a moment here to tap into the energy. When I was shuffling your cards and I was displaying your cards because I read omens, the first thing that I picked up here is telling me that when you meet your future spouse for the first time, may that be online, in person and stuff like that, you're gonna be very, very shocked. Okay, so I almost want to say you're gonna be very, very shocked. Now I'm gonna tell you why. Because there is something about your future spouse's energy. So the first thing that you notice about your future spouse is not even necessarily what they look like, but how they make you feel or the energy around your future spouse. So on the day where you meet your future spouse, the day is gonna be weird. The day is already going to start weird, but weird in a good way. It's going to be a day where there's going to be a lot of synchronicities. It's going to be a day where you maybe have even like a psychic download. It's going to be a day where you feel like there's a lot of spiritual energy around you, or like when you sometimes feel like there's an overload of synchronicities, or there's an overload of like weird coincidences or certain things, you know, like you see certain things in the sky, like, you know, for example, the clouds form like a weird shape or something along those lines, and it looks like a sign. And then you also had like this very odd dream about a spirit guide or something along those lines. So when you meet your future spouse, I first of all want to talk about, because I feel like spirit is actually, what they're trying to say here is that there's something about when you meet your true love and your future spouse, you're going to know that they are the one, because everything is going to be unusual. The whole day is going to be unusual. The way that they make you feel is going to be unusual. I'm actually going to talk about it in a second, okay? So bear with me. There's a lot coming through. So Spirit wants to talk about that on that day, things are just going to be a little bit weird, okay? So you're going to feel a weird energy in the air. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to feel suspicious. It's more so like you're going to be feeling very, very peaceful and very, very calm. And it's going to be suspicious. It's like, I feel very, very calm, or I slept very, very good, especially if you don't sleep good sometimes. I slept very, very good, or I had like a very, very spiritual dream that night, or when you go out, again, there's an overload of synchronicities, like there's something going on. You see angel numbers everywhere, and I'm not just saying like 1 or 2 times, it's like the whole day you see angel numbers, or every time you look on the clock, it's 12 or 12, 101, 202, there's something, it's going to be like the energy around you meeting your future spouse is going to be really, really high. It's going to feel like something, you're going to feel like today is a little bit weird. The energy is very, very intense in the air, okay? So there's going to be a lot of signs that have nothing to do with your future spouse, but have everything to do with your future spouse, which is super duper funny. The reason why I'm going to show you the cards, because when I was looking at your cards, I was like, one synchronicity after the other, and I was like looking like this, I'm shocked, or like, what the heck is going on here, okay? So the way you're gonna meet your future spouse is going to feel magical for you. I'm gonna be honest, because there's too many synchronicities, and it's almost this energy of like you're gonna feel like it was predestined, because the way you guys come together is just too perfect or too in alignment that it can be a coincidence. It almost feels like it was predestined. Even the day was like predestined, or the week was predestined where you meet your spouse, or just again the way you meet is just too perfect, as if you feel like, you know, like, because of course the universe is like a higher intelligence, but it's almost going to feel like there's a higher intelligence behind that meeting, because the way that you meet is just very, very odd, okay? You could be meeting with them at 101, like when you see your future spouse for the first time, you look at your clock or on your phone, and it's like 333 on the clock, or 444 on the clock. Or when they look at you for the first time, you see, I don't know, like something weird in the sky or something. There's something going on that is going to be feeling, it's going to feel very, very angelic. It's going to feel a little bit like, it's going to feel a little bit like magical, angelic. Your spirit guides are here. Okay, so you're gonna know that your future spouse is your future spouse, especially for those who have been worrying about, how do I know that my future spouse is in fact the one? It's gonna start off bonkers, or it's gonna start off very weird, okay? But again, weird in a good way. Or you're gonna feel so much peace talking to this person, like peace that you've never felt before. It's kind of like, I'm usually kind of nervous when I talk to men or women. And then you talk to your future spouse and you're going to feel like very, very peaceful, very, very calm. And you're like, wow, I feel so calm and so peaceful. Or you could even be noticing that this person is calming down your anxiety. Like when you talk to them, you start to become peaceful, you start to become calm. You could even be, guys, I'm gonna be honest, I'm also picking up this energy of like, you could even be noticing that you stop to think. Like when you talk to your spouse, again, may that be in person or online, you're gonna notice that your train of thought is stopping, meaning that in case you were overthinking, your overthinking is stopping. There's something about, I'm hearing, it's like when there's something about time is standing still, or you're gonna have no thought in your mind. Your mind is gonna be so calm. There's no single thought in your mind as you look at your spouse, or as you look at this person's profile or whatever. So you're gonna notice the energy around your future spouse is very, very calm, very, very like innocent. I'm also picking up this energy. I'm being brought to the color yellow, light blue, and white. So for some of you guys, if your favorite color is yellow, white, oh man, there's definitely a spirit guide here. If your favorite color is like yellow, white, or light blue, this is definitely your pal. You could also be noticing that your spouse wears a lot of like light colors. Okay, so they could be wearing a lot of white, a lot of light blue, or just in general like very light colors. Okay, or I'm picking up this energy here that this person or your future spouse, you're also going to notice that there's something very innocent about them. Okay, so it's going to catch you off guard. I'm picking up this energy that when you look at your future spouse for the first time, you're going to notice something very innocent about them. I'm most specifically want to say there's something, how can I even, you see, I cannot even describe it. So I feel like when you meet your spouse, you're either going to feel like speechless, or there's something about time standing still, or something about time traveling. It's definitely going to feel weird. Okay, so the moment where you look at your future spouse for the first time, it's going to feel like something is up in the air. Okay. Another thing that I want to say is there's something about what you're going to notice about your future spouse first. And again, it's all about energy. So it's interesting. I don't know if you guys are very, very sensitive to energy. If you are, there's something about you're immediately going to notice that your future spouse's energy is very pure. I don't know why. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like their energy is very, very pure. Okay, you could be noticing that they are really, really good at speaking. So I even want to say, like, let's say, for example, you guys match on a dating app. You are going to feel like their voice calms you down, or their voice is very peaceful, or they talk very slowly, or something about they have a very soft voice or something along those lines. So when you talk to this person, you're immediately going to feel like their voice touches me, or this person's voice makes me feel calm, or this person's voice makes me feel harmonious. Okay, so there's something about your future spouse's voice or the way that they talk with the Mercury card here. Okay, so there's something about you're going to notice your future spouse's voice first. Okay, there is something about what the first impression of your future spouse first is you're immediately going to feel like there's something innocent about them. They could have a very, very innocent eyes. They could dress very, very simple, very, very casual, very, very simple, or something about they how can I explain that energy? Okay, give me a moment. If we look at this card right here, the funny thing is the Knight of Wands usually looks like a fuck boy or like a fuck girl or something like that. And you might even think like, wow, like my spouse really is like attractive, or they look like it's a mixture of, oh, this person looks like trouble, but why do they look so innocent? I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like they might be dressing in a way that is, for example, very flashy, but instead of just posing, they have like a genuine smile. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like they are dressed as if they're flashy, or as if they want to show the world who they are, but it's like instead of, like, I don't know how to explain it, guys. I don't know if you guys know, but it's like, sometimes men on dating apps and stuff like that, they sometimes, when they put pictures, they're like trying to like be seductive and stuff like that, or they rub their chin, or they're trying to show off and stuff like that. But you can see it in this person's face. Like, you can see in these people's face that they're trying to convince you, or they're trying to show you that they're the shit. Now with your future spouse, I feel like it's gonna be a little bit different. You're gonna feel like, I don't know how to explain it. It's that something about like, you're gonna feel like they're innocent, or they have like some type of innocence in their eyes. They have some type of innocence in their smile. So instead of posing this and that, they might have like a very bright smile, or they have like a very like easy smirk or something along those lines. There's something about you're gonna feel like there's a light around your future spouse. I don't know how to explain it. It's really hard for me to put it into words. So energetically speaking, you're gonna feel like there's something pure or innocent about your future spouse, and there's something about a light around your future spouse. I mean, I don't know where you guys are gonna meet this person, but they might be like, they might be coming to you, or you might be meeting them on a full moon or something along those lines, meaning that you meeting your spouse is connected to an illuminated moon. Does that make sense? Or let's say, for example, there's a lot of light. Like when you see a picture of this person, there's a lot of light around them, or it's like a very light-hearted picture. Okay, it's like a very light-hearted picture, or they have like a very bright eyes, or like a bright smile, or they wear something white, or like bright colors or something along those lines. It's like very vibrant is what I'm picking up here. Okay, now if you meet them in person, I almost want to say there's going to be something weird. For example, that, let's say, for example, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like in a bus, that, you know, like maybe the light is not working on one side, but where your future spouse is sitting, there is light. Does that make sense? So it's kind of like, let's say, for example, it's in a restaurant, or it's in like in a club or something like that. I don't know. It's like the light is on your future spouse. In the second where you look at them, there's a light on them, which is gonna feel very, very weird. Does that make sense? I probably said that 15,000 times. I'm so sorry. So there's something about a light around your future spouse. Okay, so may that be in person, the light is shining on them, or everybody's wearing dark colors and your spouse is wearing white, or like very bright and light colors, or where they sit, the light is on them, and then other seats they don't have light, or they have very bright pictures. Okay, I'm also seeing here that you're gonna notice that they wear jewelry. Okay, so I feel like for some of you guys, your future spouse is very flashy, and for others of you, they're very simple. Okay, they could also be a mixture of, they maybe wear a very simple outfit, but they do something extra with their jewelry. Does that make sense? So for example, they wear like just a t-shirt, like a white tee and jeans, but they have like very big rings on their hands, or like a big chain, or maybe like, I'm also hearing for some of you guys watching, if you're looking for a male, they might be wearing earrings. Okay, I feel like this person wears earrings. They might also be wearing like one earring on one side, on one ear. Okay, so with the 10 of Pentacles, there's this energy of like, you're going to notice this person's like jewelry. So they do wear jewelry, or this person could be wearing something that is flashy. Okay, so they could be wearing something that is flashy, something that catches people's attention, or it's like an eye catcher. They might be wearing something that is an eye catcher. Okay, for some of you guys, they could also be wearing sunglasses. Again, I feel like this person likes jewelry. They like accessoires, they like sunglasses, they like a watch, they like earrings. This person likes headbands and stuff like that, in case it's a lady you're looking for. She does like jewelry. She likes sunglasses, she likes earrings, she likes headbands. Okay, she might also be wearing glasses that are very interesting, like the shape of the glasses is very interesting, or even the color. Okay, so this person definitely likes to dress up. Okay, or again, they're very casual with what they wear, but there's something very catchy about what they wear. Okay, so they could literally wear like a white t-shirt, or they could be again wearing a lot of white, but then they have like big earrings, or they have like a nice watch that is like flashy and stuff like that. It depends. Okay, something along those lines. You're also gonna notice about your spouse that you either read the same books. I don't know in how this conversation will come up, so you might be noticing about your future spouse, or what you're gonna see first is that they either read a lot, or they either write a lot. Okay, so they could be somebody, in case it is like online dating, you will notice that this person is not just, hey, what's up? Oh, I'm just at home, and you? Can can I get to know you? They're like, they write in long sentences. So they might even write paragraphs or very long sentences. They might even send like voice messages instead of text messages, because they have a lot to say. Or there could be an energy of like, you're going to notice that you both read the same books, or that you both quote the same people, that you both have the same role models. Okay, something along those lines. Or you could be noticing again that this person really loves reading books, or that this person is like a very busy person, that they maybe have a lot of books with them, that they maybe have a lot of journals or something along those lines. Again, it depends on where you're going to meet your spouse, but this person definitely either likes to study a lot. Okay, they like to study a lot. May that be connected to education and exams and school and stuff like that, or may that be that they just like to read in their free time. Okay, or they might be somebody again that is really, really good at writing. You're gonna really enjoy writing with them, because I'm hearing because the conversation with them is very, very interesting. So I don't know why Spirit wants to talk about it, but they're telling me here, like your guides are telling me, you're gonna know when the one stands in front of you. So some of you guys, you have been like maybe worried about if you will notice them or not. Spirit is letting you know you will know. Okay, you will know, because the energy, I'm hearing energy does not lie. Okay, so hold on, there's something coming through. Yeah, I'm hearing energy does not lie. So there's something about your future spouse's energy is going to give them away, that they are the one for you, because you're going to notice that you're completely energized as you talk to them. You're going to feel like you're super, like you're hyperactive. You're freaking happy talking to them. The conversation is like the best thing since sliced bread. Okay, something about you're just going to feel like this person's energizing you. I actually talked about that in the intro, that I recently subscribed to somebody's Patreon, and I watched her readings already on YouTube, but going to her Patreon was so healing to me. And I just noticed afterwards, after I didn't talk to her, but after I listened to her, I felt like I'm healing. This was so freaking weird. So you're gonna feel like talking to your spouse is healing you. It's gonna literally, they're gonna activate some type of very intense healing energy inside of you that you will notice. You will notice it because you didn't feel this light-hearted, this peaceful, this calm in a long time, or it's very, very noticeable. It's actually suspicious. Didn't I say that in the intro? I said like, I feel so calm, it's suspicious. I feel like that's the energy that you're gonna pick up here. Okay, another thing that I want to say here is, if you look at this card pile number 1, for me this feels like what you might also be noticing about your spouse is that you could be noticing that they also have two sides to them, which is something that I have been mentioning the last few readings. So you could be noticing that on one picture they look like a F-boy and F-girl, they look like a thirst trap, or they look like they look a little bit dangerous, a little bit like, can I trust this person? They look flashy. And then the next picture, they're so freaking innocent. They have a picture with their dog. They have a picture with their little niece or something like that. Or what you're gonna notice is, again, like they might be looking like, ooh, they look like trouble, or like I feel nervous around them, look at them. But then when you talk to them, it's like such a calm, harmonious, how do you say that, conversation. Or they might even look like they might even like intimidate you just when you look at them, but then you're going to notice that they have the softest, most peaceful, most harmonious voice, or something along those lines. Or that they are like, I'm also hearing you're going to notice that they're like very polite or something like that. Or that they might look like a rebel, but when they talk to you, they talk like a gentleman, they talk like a lady, they talk like in a very intelligent manner or something along those lines, or very polite or something like that. Okay, for some of you guys, you might be noticing that they open doors for you. Okay, so if you meet with this person, you're gonna see that this person is opening doors for you. They could be taking your jacket off. You see, it's like a real gentleman or like a real lady over here. Okay, But again, with this oh no, it's the Six of Swords. So for some of you guys, this could also be somebody that is very new in town. So they could be foreign, they could have an accent. Yeah, they could be having an accent, they could be new in town. So this is something that you will notice about them, that they're just new here, or they just moved to where you are at like 1 year ago or something like that. They might be saying that to you. Okay. There could be an energy where they might also be talking about how they overcame depression, or how they overcame like something very traumatic with the Ten of Swords. So for some of you guys, again, it's like, it's this energy of it's so interesting, because I pick up that this person might be talking about how they've healed from something, or they might be talking about something traumatic that they've gone through, that they healed from, or something about like where they almost lost it, or where they almost failed at something, or where they almost like something almost went very haywire or very, very left. Okay, so they're gonna be very, very honest and blunt about like their past and how traumatic or intense or maybe even sad their past was, and how they've healed from it. They might be sharing with you how they've healed or what has helped them. You might even find a lot of similarities, that you both have gone through the same pain or the same traumatic past or something along those lines, or you might be both into the same thing when it comes to healing, or you might be both saying like, you know what helped me the most were self-help books. And then this person's like, yeah, me too. You know, there's something about like similarities when it comes to a very traumatic past, or how you both have healed from something similar, or how you both have gone through something very similar. Okay, but again, with the Six of Swords, there's also this energy of like, you're going to notice that this person had a very, very traumatic past, or their past was not easy, or they might be talking about like something that they've overcame in the past that was not easy. They might have overcome addiction, they might have overcome maybe like a failed business, for example. They might have overcome you know, like maybe not growing up with parents or something along those lines. But you're also going to notice that your spouse is the most positive person in the room, or yeah, there's something about they have the brightest, most positive energy in the room, most positive energy in the chat in case you meet them online. They're going to be the most positive. Their energy is going to be the most positive. I'm also hearing you're going to feel this person's energy through the screen, or you're going to feel this person's energy miles away. Okay, so this person has a very intense energy, but their energy is like bright, like the sun, or like a very innocent, like a blue sky. There's something going on here that I cannot put my finger on. Okay, I also feel like you're going to notice that this person is they're chasing their dreams. Okay, or they could be chasing you. You could be noticing that they're chasing you, or they could be chasing your dreams. They could be chasing dreams. Okay, another thing that you're going to notice, I'm not going to lie, but we have the card here, and it says work, achievement, and success. Okay, and we also have here the card wealth, 10 of Pentacles, and we have the card here twice. Okay, so you could be noticing that your spouse maybe looks like wealthy. They might look like they live above average. They might wear something that is bougie, like a nice watch, or they might be just looking like that. So I'm not saying that they are gonna be wealthy. They could be just looking like they are, or they could actually be, or they could just be somebody who lives very, very comfortably, and they can buy nice stuff here and there, and they have like maybe a Ray-Ban sunglasses, or I don't know, something along those lines, or they maybe wear Gucci perfume. Okay, but for some of you guys, I'm also picking up here, this person could be a business owner, to be honest with you guys. Okay, so they could be expressing to you that they have a meeting. They could be expressing to you that they have to take care of business. They could be actually expressing to you that they're self-employed or something along those lines, because the 10 of Pentacles is definitely somebody who is financially very, very well off, or somebody who takes care of like bigger projects when it comes to finances. Okay, so with the 10 of Pentacles here, again, this could be either this person looks a little bit bougie, they like to dress nice, they like to wear jewelry. They could be somebody who again has a lot on their plate, because they're actually taking care of a business. Not for everybody, of course. Okay, so for some of you guys, they could be running a business. Okay, another thing that you're going to notice is that when you meet your spouse, and you think of a future spouse reading, may that be my future spouse readings, may that be another future spouse reading, it's going to pop up in your mind. So you're going to talk to your spouse and you're going to be like ticking, like you're going to come back in your mind to a reading. So you're going to have like a flash of a reading that you listened to and you're like, oh my God, this has been predicted in a reading. This person fits exactly the description of the reading or something along those lines, okay? So you're also going to have, Spirit is saying that they're going to send you confirmation through readings being accurate or something along those lines. I'm also hearing that there's something about a reading is going to be accurate when it comes to your future spouse or something along those lines, okay? With the and, work, success, so you're going to feel like this person looks like somebody who's successful, somebody who's achieved a lot, okay? Or somebody who is going to achieve a lot. You might be noticing that they have a lot of ambition, a lot of dreams. They maybe even have big dreams. They might be talking about generational wealth. They might be talking about becoming wealthy. They might be talking about you know, like doing something in the public eye in the future. They might be doing something in the public eye already, okay? Or they might be somebody who's like chasing big dreams. I'm definitely seeing this person here that they're on a journey to fulfill their dreams, and I feel like these dreams are really, really big. So this person has big dreams, I feel like. Okay, so this is not somebody who settles for less. This is somebody who's definitely striving for big things, or who is striving for like generational wealth or something along those lines, okay? For some of you guys, this person could actually be psychic, or they could be watching tarot readings themselves, okay? Just for somebody out here, of course not for everybody. But with the let the journey begin again, they might be new in your country, they might have an accent, they might be somebody who has been living in multiple places already, okay? They might also be somebody again who is just on a journey to financial wealth, who is on a journey to become self-employed, who is on a journey to somehow be open up their own office, their own restaurant or something along those lines, okay? This is definitely a person who's very adventurous, and they're also adventurous when it comes to their career. So they do like to go the extra mile, they like to do extra, okay? They might even like to dress a little bit extra here and there, is something that you're going to notice now. The reason why I say there's going to be so many synchronicities when you meet your spouse, so many, okay? Because I looked at this card, and again, I was like mesmerized by that energy. It says love, sex, and nature. So you could be noticing that your spouse really likes nature, okay? Or they could be, you know, like suggesting that they want to, you know, go on a walk with you. They might be talking about the moon. They might be, you know, like pointing out that the sky is beautiful, or that they love the sun or something along those lines, or that they're just into nature, okay? Now, when I looked at this card, I was like so mesmerized by this blue color, okay? So again, you're going to notice that this person is extremely peaceful, calm, that their voice is calming you down. It's funny, their voice is either calming you down, or their voice is hyping you up, but not in a way where you get nervous, but more so in a way where you feel like you can conquer the world, or you're going to feel like somehow their voice is healing you, okay? So Spirit is saying you're not going to feel nervous around your future spouse, not at all. Like the complete opposite. You're going to feel like it's so suspicious how calm I feel around this person, or how comfortable I feel around them, okay? Now, I looked at this card and was like, suspicious, very calm, very peaceful. This card also doesn't come out very often, okay? And then I look at the rest of the cards. Look at that. Doesn't it look similar? I cannot make this up. Doesn't it look similar? This looks like this lady over here. This is me, right? Me reading the cards. And then this is like you and your spouse. Do you see that here? Okay, so there's gonna be like a reading that is gonna blow your mind, or gonna be so freaking accurate. And there might even be like details that this reader, it doesn't have to be me, says, that are gonna blow your mind, okay, when you meet this person. Now, that's not everything. You can also see in this card that there's like dogs, right? And look at that. We also have 2 dogs here. It's literally 2 dogs here, and we have 2 dogs here. Okay? So this person could be somebody who really loves animals. They could have pictures of dogs. They could be walking around with a dog. They could be telling you that they have a dog, that they have a cat that they take care of. Okay? Now, if that's as if that's not already enough, we have the number 10, 10, 10 here. So the number 10, 10, 10, or like 10, 10 could be significant for you. Or there could be something, again, something about like angel numbers when you meet your spouse. When you look on the clock, they send you a message at 10, 10. You see this person, or they call you at 444 or something like that. So there's definitely going to be like a lot of energy going on. Okay, your spouse is also definitely somebody who's spiritual. They might not look spiritual, to be honest with you guys. Okay, this could be somebody who just because they're spiritual does not mean that they don't like to achieve things, or that they don't like to enjoy luxury things. I'm not saying that they're materialistic, but I'm saying that this person, they still like to maybe be a little bit flashy here and there, or wear something extraordinary, or you know, like work really, really hard for, you know, like a huge amount of money to make sure that their family is okay and stuff like that. Because money is not bad, it's just the people that hold the money that are bad, if that makes sense. Okay, so this person could look like they are not spiritual, which is also going to catch you by surprise, because they look like they're not spiritual at all. Okay, you might be thinking like, oh, this person's like wearing nice things. They might be wearing something of like, I don't know, like they might be wearing like an Armani clock, or they might be wearing like glasses, and they look like a little bit flashy and stuff like that. And then when you talk to them, they're like the most spiritual person that you've met in a while. Okay, so your future spouse is definitely spiritual, and they're definitely all about self-awareness. They're all about peace. They're all about meditation. They're all about like praying, talking to God. Okay, they're definitely about noticing signs, symbols, and synchronicities. They like angel numbers. They're into that stuff. Okay, is something that I'm picking up here. And again, it might be a little bit surprising to you, you know, like how innocent this person is. Okay, you could be even thinking to, or you might be even talking to this person, and you might be asking them a question, and the way that they answer is super duper innocent. It's like a very innocent answer that you get from them, and you're like, how the heck are you so innocent to something? I feel like you might be looking at this person, you don't understand why they have such a why their energy is so strong, or why you respond so strongly to their energy. Okay, very interesting here. Again, it says getting together with friends. So talking to this person is going to feel like you're talking to somebody that you've known for a while, or there might also be an energy where you're going to share secrets to each other very fast, or something along those lines, because it's going to feel like you already know each other. Yeah, and I definitely feel like your spouse might be talking about how they want to leave the country. Okay, but this is just for the people, like if you are somebody who you don't want to stay where you live, you might be meeting your spouse where you live, but they might be expressing to you they don't like where you guys live, and they want to live elsewhere, and you also want to live elsewhere. Does that make sense? So you guys are going to be compatible. For others of you, I'm picking up the energy that the person already was moving to your place. Okay, so this person could tell you they just moved here, they just came here, or that they've already lived in different places or something along those lines. Okay, now let's get a few more cards here, just one or two, and then we're going to go to the extended, guys. And in the extent, we're going to look at what seals the deal for you, what you're going to find so freaking sexy or attractive or charming or beautiful about your spouse, that you want to give your number to them, that you want to see them a second time. Okay, it's the same concept as the last pick a card reading, future spouse pick a card reading. But let's see, what is pile number one going to notice about their future spouse? What is pile number one's first impression of their true love and their future spouse? What's going on? You're gonna know. Look at that card. This is literally, it's a wedding taking place. Now this is going to be very particular for somebody. They might be telling you, I'm invited to a wedding, I'm going to a wedding, my sister's getting married, my brother's getting married. This is just for somebody in particular, of course not for everybody. But if you hear somebody saying something like that, okay, and everything else fits with particular readings, it's your spouse. There is an energy where you're gonna know. You're gonna know that they're the one. Now, I also talked about the color white. Do you see that here? So there could be an energy where you're gonna notice that they have a dark side and a very light side. So their light is very light and their dark is very dark. So on one picture, they could be wearing all white, and then in the other picture, they were all black. Or in one picture, they look freaking innocent, and the other one, they look dangerous, okay? Or they look like you shouldn't fuck with them, if that makes sense, okay? 10 of Cups. This could also be somebody who's very family oriented, or you're going to notice that they have a very good connection to their mom, their dad. They might be talking a lot about family, most definitely. They might also be somebody who shares the same traditions as you, especially if you come from a very traditional household. You're going to see that your spouse is just as, I feel like your spouse is going to be very traditional, okay? They might, you know what, they might look very modern. They might look like very new age. I'm also hearing new age spirituality. But they might be very traditional. Okay, so they could be somebody who still cooks something in a traditional way. They might be really into honoring their traditions and their ancestors. They might be, again, especially for those who have like a traditional background, or you know that your culture has a lot of tradition. They're very much into like expressing their tradition. They love to, let's say for example, they're Mexican. They love to cook their Mexican food, traditional, what they learned from their grandma or something along those lines. So they're not the type of person to favor you know, like westernized or American food over their own tradition. They love their traditional food, if that makes sense, okay? Or they love traditional music. They love their Mexican music. They love their Haitian music, okay? Something like that. What are you gonna notice? What is your first impression of your spouse? What's going on? What is pile number one's first impression of their spouse? What up? What up? What up? What up? Yeah, this person is definitely a family man, a family woman. They love children. They might be, they might love children. They might own a car. Okay, for some of you guys. This person is definitely somebody who has a lot of motivation and is very driven, okay? You will never hear this person saying, again, there's something about, they're very like, talking to them is very interesting because they're always doing something, or how can I explain that energy? This person has a goal. They have a goal and they're working on that goal, okay? So every time you talk to them, they're working on some type of goal here. So they're not the type of person to say, oh, I'm just at home. And if they are, it's just to relax, but it's never to like, they would never say I'm bored at all. Okay, they're always doing something, always reading something, always learning something. Okay, let me get one more. What is pile number one gonna notice about their true love and their future spouse once they meet? What's going on here? I also want to say that you're going to feel a very sexual energy. However, this person's not expressing it, okay? So what you're going to notice is this person is, they do not like to talk about sexual things straightforward. Like, there might be a lot of sexual energy between the two of you, but you are very polite with each other, okay? It's almost this energy of like, you know how sometimes people slide in your DMs and they're sexual immediately, or when you talk to somebody, they're immediately licking their lips, or they're immediately showing you they're looking at your ass and at your boobs. Your spouse is not like that. I feel like they hide it. They hide their, it's like they suppress their sexual energy even if they feel that for you, but you're not gonna see like them licking their fingers and stuff like that, or licking their lips or biting their lips, okay? Which you're gonna find freaking sexy about them, that they kind of like, it's in the background is something that I'm picking up here. Your spouse is also about like, there's something about their voice or the way that they talk that you're really gonna like about them. Okay, and again, you're also gonna feel like your spouse is somebody who works a lot. They could be somebody who works long hours. They work a lot. Usually when you talk to them, they are at work, something that I'm picking up here, or they might be practicing something concerning spirituality. They might be saying, I'm reading something right now, or I'm meditating right now, or I just went to a meditation class, or something along those lines, okay? One more. Okay, for some of you guys, if she's a lady, she might be wearing heels, or she might be wearing shoes that have a bigger heel. Okay. She might be wearing thighs. Do you say thighs? I don't know how to call it. Tights. Do you say tights? I think I think you say tights. She might be wearing tights, dresses, skirts. Okay, but again, you can also see like a big necklace here. So this person could be wearing big jewelry, a big necklace is something that I'm picking up here. And again, this person works a lot. So that could also be an energy where you usually talk to each other in the evening, because during daytime they do work a lot, or something along those lines. Okay, I'm picking up this energy here of when they come home in the evening. Yeah, absolutely, because you might even be noticing they maybe work too much. You might be telling them, hey, you should take a break or something like that. Or this is something that you will have to like teach them to take a break or something like that. Or you might be a workaholic yourself. So it's going to be a beautiful fit here. This person is definitely somebody who always has something to do. They have a full time schedule here. This is something that you're going to notice about them. Alrighty. I want to get one more card. One more, and then we're gonna go to the extended. Okay guys, the link you can find in the description box. What is pile number one gonna notice about their true love and their future spouse? Yeah, you could also be noticing that they have a very tight time schedule. They might also be looking at the time, or they might be like a little bit focused on time, because they have to be here on this at this time, and then they have to be there at this time. Okay, let me see. What is pile number one gonna notice, or pile number one's first impression of their future spouse? Look at that. I told you. Talking to them is like a therapy session. Even if you talk about like which food you like best, just hearing this person's voice is gonna feel like they're healing you. Your body is gonna respond to this person's voice. I don't know how else to explain it. There's something happening within you as you hear this person's voice. It's gonna feel spiritual. It's gonna feel like spiritual healing. It's gonna feel like spiritual cleansing. It's gonna feel like, why is my body acting this way when I hear this person's voice? There's something going on here. Okay, you're definitely gonna feel like this person themselves, that they are a very healed, fulfilled individual. But you're also gonna notice that, again, talking to them is like a therapy session. You might also be talking until 4 o'clock in the morning, okay? Because the conversation is so freaking good. May that be on the phone, may that be as you guys meet or something like that. But in both cards, they have like a pen in their hands, okay? So they could be somebody who always has a pen with them, always has a pen in their hands, or is always writing something, or they deal with a lot of paperwork or something like that. Okay. Or again, they might be really, really loving to read. Might be somebody who really likes to read. I'm also being brought to one guy. I don't know the song, but I'm also hearing on the day where you meet your spouse, there might also be like a lot of luck around you, because I'm being brought to the guy Lucky Day. I don't know if you guys know that guy, Lucky Day. Because I feel like he did a song where he was like looking out of a window and it was like rainy, and this is what this reminds me of here. Okay. You could also be noticing that they're older than you. Okay, there might be like an age difference between the two of you. Or you're gonna feel like this person is very wise and very intelligent, but again, they have such a calm energy. Like you're gonna be like, wow, this person has such a calm, healing energy to them every time they speak, and with whatever that they say, it's very healing, very calming. Okay. I'm also seeing koi fish here, so I don't know if that's something significant for somebody here. Let's see what the meaning of koi fish is. Give me a moment, guys. Okay guys, I just checked. So the koi fish does stand for prosperity and luck. So you could also feel like your spouse is very lucky, or they are in a very lucky position. Okay, this could be they're very lucky with the job that they have. They're very lucky with something that they successfully achieved. Or they could also even be like that they maybe escaped something and they were lucky to escape something. So there is a hint of like you're gonna feel like your spouse is like a very lucky or very abundant or very prosperous or just a very jolly happy person overall. Okay, but they're happy because you could also be noticing that they love working, like their work makes them happy or working makes them happy. Okay, I feel like this is a person who likes to work or who likes to achieve things or who really loves challenges or something along those lines. Okay, or who's really like I feel like this person's content with their life, but there is one thing that they're not happy about. Okay, there's one thing that they're not happy about. I don't know what it is, to be honest with you guys. We might be looking at that in the extended. So there's one thing that they're not quite happy about. I don't know what it is. So we're going to look at that. But overall, this is like a very happy and jolly person. I'm hearing there's just one thing that they're not happy about. Don't know what it is. Okay, my beautiful pile number 1. We're going to go to the extended now. The link is down in the description box. And if not, I'm going to see you in my next one. I wish you a lovely day. Bye. Hello, my beautiful pile number 2. So you chose this beautiful image here, and we're gonna look at what you're gonna think about your future spouse the first time you see them, talk to them, hear when you first hear this person's voice or something along those lines, depending on where you're gonna meet your true love and your future spouse. Okay, so give me a moment here. I'm gonna look at the cards and then we're gonna dive a little bit deeper here. Okay. What are you gonna think about your spouse the first time you meet them? I wanna say that what you're gonna notice first about your spouse is that they're very fast. So they could be asking you for your number very fast. They could be asking you to meet very fast. Because with the card here, we have the card here, your future spouse is near you. Are you ready? Again, this could be like a hint for somebody here. But it's asking, are you ready? So there could be an energy where your spouse is going to be very fast with maybe asking you for your number, or is going to be very fast with wanting to see you again, which you're going to notice, or they're going to be very fast with like, I want to talk to you on the phone, or let's FaceTime together or something along those lines. With the are you ready card, I feel like your spouse is somebody who moves very fast. Guys, I'm hearing, we have the card here, Trine, and it says harmonizes, aids, enriches, benefits, energizes, enjoys, eases, lubricates, and gifts and rhymes. So for some of you guys, I'm picking up the energy here that your spouse is very good at dancing, or they have a nice rhythm or something like that. For some of you guys, you might be noticing that your spouse is really good at dancing. This is just for somebody in particular, especially if you meet your spouse in a location where people dance, okay? Or this could be somebody who really likes to dance, who really likes to sing. Even if they're not good at it, they just like doing it. So this could be somebody who really likes to dance, who really likes to sing. I feel like your spouse is also somebody who really likes to enjoy life. Okay, so this is definitely somebody who is somewhere, somehow, every weekend. Okay, this is definitely somebody who lives life to the fullest. Okay, because pile number 1 was more of like a very hardworking person. I feel like this energy right here is more so about like, let's enjoy life, let's go somewhere. They probably really like open airs or like live music or something along those lines. I feel like they're somehow connected to music. Okay, so they could be a singer, a songwriter, they could be a rapper, or they could be doing that just in their free time, or they could be somebody that is into like instruments, or somebody who really loves music, or somebody who's going to ask you to go out and dance, or to like a live band or something along those lines. This is definitely a person, for some of you guys, this person could also be into photography, or they could be into modeling. Of course, not for everybody. Overall, this is definitely a person who really likes to enjoy life. So you're going to notice that they have like, in case you meet them, for example, online, you're going to notice that they have like really cool pictures by the beach and on a party, and like in, you know, like with different people around them and stuff like that. So this is definitely a person who really, really loves to be around people. And I'm also being brought to like, they might like boats, or they might like something about the beach life. They might like surfing or something along those lines. Okay, so again, this is definitely a person who really enjoys life, and you can tell they have like a really bright smile. They enjoy themselves. They also don't mind, you know, like spending, you know, like a lot of money on concert tickets or something along those lines. So this is definitely a person. I'm hearing work hard, play hard. Okay. We also have the card here, I love watching you in your power. So you're gonna feel like that your spouse is, let me see what that is about. What is I love watching you in your power about? Let's see. I'm also hearing they are in their element. So they definitely have like a hobby or something that they're known for. Again, this could be like singing, dancing. They could be known for like funny jokes. They could be known for, I'm also hearing comedy, okay? They could also be known for like jokes. So I feel like your spouse is known for something. Like it's their element, it's their power, it's like their talent or something like that. Let's see. What is I love watching you and your power about? So you're definitely gonna spot your spouse as they are in their power or in their element. Okay, so again, let's say for example they really love to dance. Ooh, okay, let's say for example they really like to dance. I'm hearing you're gonna see them in action. So I don't know what this is. I definitely feel like you're my pal who's gonna meet their spouse somewhere outside. I also feel like for a lot of you guys this could be connected to long distance travel or you traveling somewhere. Okay, so you're gonna maybe see your spouse like on a surfboard for the first time or inside of the ocean, and they love swimming or something along those lines. They love diving. So your spouse is definitely somebody who really likes to explore life. But again, you're gonna see this person in action or you're gonna see this person in their element. Okay, so again, I don't know what this is about, but you're gonna know when you see them. We have the Magician here. I feel like your spouse is really good at manifesting, or they're like extremely charming, okay, to the point where again I feel like your spouse is somehow known. Now I would not necessarily say they're like known like you know, like publicly known. I would more so say like they are known in their friend group, they're known in their town, they're known in a community, they're known in their company. Okay, so everybody knows, oh, you know, that's, you know, like pile number 2 is future spouse. Everybody knows your spouse's name, or they're known in the neighborhood or something like that. And it's like, I'm also hearing like your spouse is also the head of their friend group, the head of their family. So they're somehow important in a group. Okay, they lead people, they tell people what to do, they inspire people, people come to them for something. Yeah, you're gonna notice that your spouse is into the law of attraction, or they might be into like the law of assumption, they might be into Neville Goddard, they might be into Abraham Hicks or something along those lines. Okay, so they could be really much into manifesting. They could also be very much into quantum physics and vibrations and stuff like that. Okay, because I'm being brought to like quantum physics here, or something about, they could also be very much into like science. Okay, let me see what that is about. Your spouse is very interesting, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, we also have the High Priestess here. Yeah, so they do have hidden knowledge, or they do something behind the scenes that other people don't do. Let's see what that is about. You see, I feel like when you meet your future spouse, you're gonna feel like they're hiding something, or you're gonna feel like there is something that you cannot put your finger on. So the way you are gonna notice that your future spouse is your future spouse, because I talked about that in pile number 1, is that there is something that you cannot put your finger on it, but you want to explore it. Okay, something about, I want to know what this person is really about, or they might even be saying things that you don't really know what they mean with that. Okay, and you're like, I want to know what they meant. So it's very interesting. This person might even be a little bit confusing in the beginning, but only because they might be talking about things that you don't know about, okay? But I'm hearing they're opening up Pandora's box. So they might be opening up a certain topic that you don't know anything about. And then once you know about it, you're like mind blown, or you're so interested in this topic. I don't know what this is about, but again, you're gonna notice your spouse is your spouse because you cannot put your finger on it. There's something about them. I'm hearing there's something about you I cannot explain. Or you might be asking them a question. They might be telling you, I cannot explain it to you right now, or I will explain it to you later. Something going on here. Let's see. What is I love watching you and your power about? What is this energy about here? This is definitely a person who likes to party, who likes to be with people, who is very, very social. This is a social butterfly, okay? So you could be also seeing them for the first time, where they talk to a lot of people, or where they are with like a big group of friends or something along those lines. I feel like your spouse definitely has like a lot of friends around them, or they love to party, they love to dance. And if you look at this card, this also for me feels like a beach party. Okay, so for some of you guys, this is definitely that you're going to meet your spouse while traveling here. It's something that I'm very, very strongly picking up for somebody. Let's see what's going on here. What is I love watching you and your power about? What is your first impression of your spouse? After 7. Yeah, your spouse is definitely going to confuse you. There's some type of like confusion. I feel like your spouse might be talking a little bit cryptic. They might be talking a little bit cryptic. They might be somebody who is very secretive. But you know that there's something about them, and you want to, again, I feel like they have a secret. I feel like they have a secret. I feel like they went through something. Now with the 7 of Cups here, bottom of the deck, you could also feel like what you're going to notice about your spouse first is that they have, that they wear different hats. So they might be doing a lot of things, meaning that they might be hosting something here, but then they're also in this group, friend group. They might even have like different friend groups that don't mix together. I don't know, I'm being brought to a double life, and I don't know what this means. Now hear me out. For me, this more so feels like an energy where your future spouse wears different hats. So they might be doing a lot of things, but it's like it all doesn't fit together. So you're gonna feel like your spouse is very contradicting or very complex, or their character is very complex or very contradicting, because they do a lot of things that don't fit together. They might be listening to country music and gothic music, and then R&B music and rap music, and it's like I'm hearing it's a bag of mixed nuts. Okay, so this is definitely a person that is very interesting to talk to, because they are multi-dimensional. For some of you guys, they could definitely be making music, or they love to play music or something like that, or they play an instrument. Let me see. What is pile number? Let me see what that is about. I also feel like what you're going to notice about your spouse is that their eyes are glowing with the Ace of Cups here. So you're either gonna, I'm hearing you're gonna feel like they have like a very fresh, clean, nice outfit, or that their eyes are glowing, or they could also have like a very interesting hair color. Not for everybody, okay? They could also have a money piece, or somebody here watching me has a very, very interesting hair color or interesting haircut or something along those lines that is not very usual here. Let me see what's going on. I really have to dig deep here. It feels like this person is like very secretive, where they're not showing people who they are, not immediately. So I'm picking up, when you look at your spouse, you're gonna look at this person's eyes, and you're gonna feel like there's something that they don't say, or something that they don't express, or you're gonna feel like you see something in their eyes that they're not saying, and I don't know how to explain it. There's definitely something about the eye contact that is very I forgot that this is the picture that you chose. And it says, when you don't see you, I see you. So you're gonna see something in this person's eyes, but it's like you feel like you can read this person's mind, or there's something in their eyes that tells you a different story compared to what they show you. Okay? I'm not saying that they are wearing a mask. It doesn't feel like it. It just feels like that you know that there's something way deeper, or that they have like a very, very intense life story, or something, there's something very intense about their life story that you're gonna notice, but they're not gonna say it immediately. I'm hearing that you see more deep energy in their eyes, like, oh, okay, here we go. So I'm seeing here in the beginning, you're gonna feel like your spouse is somebody who likes to crack jokes, who likes to have fun, okay? Somebody who really enjoys life. But when you look into your future spouse's eyes, you feel like there's something deeper behind them. So I don't even know how to explain it. That they might be oh, do you know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing, this is like a person who likes to make people smile, or who likes to make people laugh, but they do that because they cried a lot in their life, or they like to make people smile, or they like to make people laugh. They might also be like an entertainer, like they're really entertaining, like their conversations are very entertaining. There might be somebody who catches a lot of people's eyes and attention because of the funny things that they say. They're very goofy, they joke around, but they do that because they know what it feels like to be sad. Man. Oh man, what's going on here? I also want to tell you guys, I said that a lot of times, but if it comes up, I have to say it. But we have the card here, teardrops, great personal sorrow. So there's something about their eyes when you look at them. I'm hearing, show me the real you. That's interesting. That's very interesting. With this card, I feel like around the time where you meet your spouse, you might not be feeling good, or they might not be feeling good. And I said it a lot of times, I know, but I have to say it. You might meet your spouse also around a full moon, not for everybody, or a moon is going to be significant. Because we have the card here, angel, it says spiritual guidance, protection from harm. So you're going to feel like your spouse is a very protective person. They might be calling you, like let's say you have a date for the first time, they might be calling you, hey, are you at home already? Or they might be asking you, hey, should I drive you home? Should I come home with you? Not come home with you, but should I drive you home? Or should I keep you company as you wait for the bus? I'm gonna stay here. Something about like a very protective energy that they have, which you're gonna notice, okay? Do you know what I'm picking up here? I'm picking up your date. I'm picking up your first date, and I'm picking up like during daytime you laugh and you joke a lot and stuff like that, but when the moon comes out, they start to become very emotional. Or you're gonna see that, oh, they're not just like an entertainer, they're just not super duper funny, but they also have like a very soft core, or like a soft side to them that you didn't see during daytime, but it comes out during nighttime when the moon is coming out. Does that make sense? That they're actually like a very romantic person, or that they're actually a very like soft person, or that there's somebody who's like very nostalgic, or that they're actually like very soft on the inside, but on the outside they look like a jokester. They look like somebody who, I don't know, they might even be looking like they love to be in a position of power, or they might even have like a very powerful walk, or like a powerful way of expressing themselves when they wear something, okay? And then in the evening, it's like there's something else coming through here, okay? So with the angel here, you're gonna feel like something that you're gonna notice is that, again, somebody here is gonna feel like the other person came into their life when they really needed it. So you're gonna feel like your spouse is like an angel to you, or your spouse is gonna express to you that they're gonna feel like, oh, you came into my life like an angel. Okay, they might not even be saying that just like I said it, but it's like the energy between the two of you, where somebody really needed a shoulder to cry on and the other person was there. Interesting. Look at that. They look like hard as a rock, or they look like they're confident, and they are confident, but they have like a very soft core, or they're like there's something very vulnerable about them that comes out when the sun is going down. Very interesting here. Okay. Do you know what I'm picking up here? I'm picking up that they, from the outside, they look like a Taurus, but on the inside, they're kind of like a Scorpio or a Pisces or a Cancer. Let's see what else is coming through here. What are you gonna notice about your future spouse and your true love? What is your first impression of your spouse? Yeah, look at that. Somebody who makes you laugh. They might be saying jokes that really crack you up. You cannot stop laughing. You're gonna laugh so much that you are in tears, that your stomach is hurting. This is like a very, very funny person, okay? I really feel like for a lot of you guys, you're gonna meet them while traveling, or they might be a tourist in your country. Not for everybody, of course. Let's see, what are you gonna notice about your spouse here? What's going on? Yeah. When you meet your spouse, I feel like you're gonna feel like, I'm also hearing that you're gonna notice there are like an introvert and an extrovert at the same time. So you might be thinking they are an extrovert in the beginning, but then you're realizing that they're an introvert, or that they're both, or something along those lines. Okay. I feel like they might be a little bit hyperactive in the beginning, which you're going to like because they're going to make you laugh. It's going to be super duper fun. But then you realize that they have like a very calm, soft side to them that they do not really show people. So this person could have a problem with showing that they're vulnerable, or being a little bit vulnerable with people, but they probably have a reason behind that, okay? Could be a reason behind why they don't want to show people that they have like a soft spot or something along those lines. Let's see, what are you going to notice about your future spouse here? What is your first impression of your future spouse? We have the Magician again. And Nine of Pentacles, yeah. You're going to feel like your spouse is extremely, I feel like you're going to feel like your spouse is in a good shape, or you're going to feel like your spouse is really has their life together with the Nine of Pentacles, that they really have their shit together, that they're like very confident in who they are and what they have and what they have achieved, or something along those lines, or that they are like a really good manifester. Okay. They could also be into yoga or meditation. But I more so feel like this energy here that your spouse is... I feel like they're a goofball. Okay, I feel like they're a goofball. I feel like this is a person who really, really likes to make people laugh. They could also be a little bit, how do you say that, self-sacrificing, or you're going to notice that they do a lot for other people. Okay, so you might be noticing that your spouse really does a lot for other people when they talk to you, when they tell you about their life story and what they do. Also hearing that there might be like a sad story behind this bright smile. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not saying... It's not like this person is damaged or anything, but there might be something in the air, either in your life or in their life, that causes somebody to be a little bit more emotional than usual, which is also the full moon usually says that it brings out emotions, right? Let me see what's going on here. What are you gonna notice first about your spouse? They're very protective over you. This is something that you're going to notice, that they are extremely protective over you, maybe even a little bit too much. You're going to like it, but again, there's a reason behind why they are protective, or why they are silent, or why they make so many jokes. So you're going to feel like there's a reason why you are the way that you are. I love what I see, but I feel like there's something that I don't know. So there might also be an energy where when you meet your spouse, they're going to have something that is on their heart, and you're going to notice it. So you might even be telling this person, I feel like there's something that you don't tell me, or, but again, it's like not, you're not accusing them of something. It's like you see it in this person's eyes. There's something very intense and significant about this person's eyes here, okay? Something going on. What are you gonna notice about your future spouse? What is going on here? Okay, one more. What is pile number 2 going to notice about their true love and their future spouse? Ooh, you might be noticing, okay, now it gets a little bit more lighthearted, but you might be noticing that they have a really nice butt, that they have really nice lips, that they have really nice boobs. I'm not gonna lie. You might even see that the bulk that they have, their pants, looks, I don't know what they're gonna wear, but you're gonna notice that that they are blessed with something here. Okay, this might be lips, this might be boobs, this might be long legs or something along those lines. There's definitely something about your future spouse that you find extremely sexy. If you love juicy lips, they have juicy lips, or if you love like a nice butt, or if you love long legs, or if you love a beard or something like that, you're definitely going to be very, very drawn to them sexually. Or I'm also picking up this energy here that your spouse has like a very sexual energy to them. So this might be the type of person that cannot help but bite their lip, cannot help but lick their lips, or cannot help but, for example, I'm also being brought to like, they might be looking at your butt or looking at your boobs, but they're looking away immediately so that you don't see it. Does that make sense? Okay, because they don't want to be like, disrespectful, but they cannot help. So I feel like you're gonna notice that they might be, you know, like looking at you a little bit lustful, or have lust in their eyes or something like that. But again, it's there's an energy of they respect you, but you might be catching them looking at you a little bit like, ooh, they want to take your clothes off. I'm just saying. You might also be very drawn to this person's hands. They have very nice hands. They might even have big hands, very nice hands, nice nails, or something along those lines, okay? Let's see, what are you gonna notice about your spouse? One more card, and then we're gonna go to the extended, guys. 8 of Cups. I do feel like this person's either a tourist, or you're meeting this person while traveling, or they have like a big DICK. I don't know how you would know that. Maybe because of like, you may be seeing them in the bathing suit. For some of you guys, I'm definitely seeing that here. You could also meet them at a pool party, at a garden party. So there's something about, there's some sexual energy here. So I would not be surprised if it's either a party, or like a pool party, or it's like maybe summer season, or it's like traveling where people wear bikinis and stuff like that. So you will be seeing certain things or something along those lines, okay? Or if it's online, you meet them online, they might have like a lot of vacation pictures as their profile, or in their profile, where you can see a little bulk, or you can see a little bit here, a little bit there, if that makes sense, okay? Okay, my beautiful pile number 3. So it feels like when you meet your spouse, you're gonna feel like you immediately can read this person's eyes, or you can read this person's like mind, or there's something about finishing each other's sentences. But I also feel like you're going to tell them, I feel like there's something going on with you, and then they share what is going on with them, and you're going to know why they are the way that they are, okay? I'm not saying like, again, you're going to be very drawn to this person, but there's something going on with like hardcore soft shell, hard shell soft core, something like that, okay? Or behind this goofball, behind this funny person, there's like a very sensitive person actually, okay? I'm gonna head to the extended now. We're gonna look at what seals the deal. Why do you want to meet your future spouse the second time? Why do you want to give your number to your spouse, okay? What really makes you feel like you want to see them again or be with them again? What do you find charming, sexy, loving, like lovely about them that you just feel like, okay, I want to see this person again? So if you're interested in that, the link is down in the description box. I'm going to see you on Patreon, and if not, I'm going to see you in my next one. I wish you a lovely day. Bye. Hello, my lovely pile number 3. Last but not least, you are my hippie love pile. You chose this beautiful image here. Excuse me, I'm gonna cleanse the energy here from the other pals, and then we're gonna look at what you're gonna think when you see or meet your future spouse for the first time. May that be online or in real life. Okay, may that be through a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. I'm just checking if I have smudge on my nails. Okay, let's see. You could be noticing that your spouse really has very clean nails or clean hands, or like their hands look really good. I don't know where this came from. It's just a side note. Let's look at it. What's going on here? Where's my crystal? Right here. Okay, pile number 3, your first impression of your future spouse. Intense. Intense. Your connection with your spouse is going to start off intense. I'm talking about your first conversation is going to be very, 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 very odd. You're not going to talk about the weather. And if you talk about the weather, you talk about something that you saw in the sky. You're not gonna, I don't know, there's something going on with like you talking to each other for the first time is very, very interesting. So it's not a average Joe conversation like, hey, I saw you, can I have your number? Or nice picture. It's more so like, do you believe in aliens? Yeah, me too. There's something weird, there's something quirky. Honestly, there's something very quirky and very weird about your first conversation. For a lot of you guys, I do feel like you might be meeting your spouse online, because for me, the 8 of Wands usually talks about like messages. It talks about messages in the form of like email, call, text message and stuff like that. And we also have Mercury here, so there could be an emphasis on you meeting your spouse online. But again, the first sentence that they send to you, or the first conversation that you guys have, there's an emphasis on, I recognize you're crazy and you recognize my crazy. So I feel like you both feel like misfits in society, but there's an energy of like, when you guys talk to each other for the first time, it's not gonna be a normal conversation. It's gonna be a little bit quirky, a little bit weird. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, there could be an energy of like, because the card says it's you because no one else makes sense, or maybe we're both crazy. So I'm even being brought to like a question, like I'm being brought to somebody asking you like, do you believe in life after death? Or because we have Pisces here, and Pisces is like very spiritual, is very into woo-woo and stuff like that, very imaginative. So there could be an energy of like, someone is asking a question and the other one is answering. Okay, so there could be, oh, do you believe in coincidences? For example, you know, like even if they meet you for the first time, they might even be saying, it's not a coincidence that we met. Or what else could they say? I don't know, like, it's so lovely to meet you on a full moon. Something along those lines. There's something weird going on with the first conversation that you guys are going to have. Let me see what that is about. It's not a normal conversation. I don't know why. Let me see. It's intense. Your connection is going to start off intense, and I don't know why. It's immediately going to be an intense question, immediately going to be an intense topic, immediately going to be an intense eye contact from the very first moment. Okay. Let me see. What is this weird, intense energy about that I pick up here? You know what's funny? It would be intense to other people, but to you it's normal. So it's so weird. I'm picking up like, you guys might even be asking each other very, 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 very intense questions, such as like, again, do you believe in life after death? Do you... I don't know. There's something very intense about the questions that you ask each other, or the way the conversation starts off. It would be very intense for other people, but it's very normal for you because you both are crazy. Or you both are like very woo-woo, spiritual, or you both are like, you both recognize that there's more than what meets the eye. And you might be talking about the more that meets the eye. Okay, again, there's something going on here. I don't know what it is, but I love it. Okay, let's see. What is this weird energy that I pick up here? What is that about? Let's see what that weird energy... Oh, it makes sense. We have hippie love here. Of course, you guys, hippies are misfits in society, right? It makes sense. Let's see. And we have a firework here. And the firework is loud. It's a big bang. You see? Oh my god, guys. I don't know what this is about. I'm also hearing somebody asking the other person about New Year's resolution, about something, also maybe questions about zodiac signs. Again, the conversation is going to start off very interesting for you. It might be intense for other people, like, oh, I don't know what I would answer or how I would answer that question. It's like a very intense question or something about a very thought-provoking conversation or question. Okay, interesting. We have, you will be meeting your future spouse within the next few weeks and months. What your spirit guides want you to know. But let me see what that is about. What is that intense energy about that I pick up here? Deep connection with... We have deep connection with in-laws. Okay, it's gonna get interesting. So somebody here, what you're gonna notice about your future spouse is that they might be reminding, there's something going on with, let me say it like that. You might be saying something and they would answer, my grandmother used to say that, my grandpa used to say that. So there's going to be some type of synchronicity where they might even have the same birthday as your mom, your grandma, your grandpa. There's something very synchronistic when it comes to family. Okay, so they could have the same name as your grandpa. You could have the same name as their grandma. There's something, you're immediately connected to each other because there's some type of, again, it's you because no one else makes sense. Maybe we're both crazy, so there's going to be a crazy coincidence that is somehow connected to you both, each other's family. Okay, and if you tell me you have a departed loved one that you talk to, they're somehow involved in the meeting where they might be saying something that again reminds you of a departed loved one or something along those lines. There's something going on here where the family is involved. Okay, their birthday might be the same birthday as your dad's birthday. Your birthday might be the same birthday as their mom's birthday. What is going on here? Let's see. What is that intense energy about that I pick up here? You see, thank you for understanding me, the story behind all that. So you both feel like it's easy to misunderstand you, or you both feel like very misunderstood by a lot of people. And then when you guys talk to each other, you're going to be like, oh, finally somebody who understands my point of view, who understands me, who understands, like, you guys are... I'm hearing it's going to be love at first sight with you guys. I'm also hearing coincidence, no, synchronicity at first sight. I don't know what it means, okay. They might be wearing the same t-shirt as your brother. They might be, I don't know, they might have the same favorite color as somebody who's very near and dear to you. Something is going on here. What is that intense energy about for pile number 3? What is the first impression? What is pile number 3's first impression of their future spouse? What's going on? Man, I don't know what's going on here. Look at that. Your future spouse is near you. Are you ready? I don't know what's going on here with you guys, but it's intense. We had 2 cards now that said your spouse is around you. You're going to meet them soon. Your future spouse is near you. Are you ready? Another thing that I want to tell you guys is that when you meet your spouse, okay, when you meet them for the first time, like in face-to-face, they could even be asking you to FaceTime. It's just a side note. When you meet them face-to-face, the card here says, when the soul craves real intimacy. And it, to me, it almost looks like this man is like very like hypnotized. There's something about like hypnotizing each other. You're going to feel hypnotized by them, they're going to feel hypnotized by you, meaning that you cannot break off the eye contact, that the eye contact is going to be very, very intense. There could also be an energy where you cannot stop looking at this person's lips, but I also feel like your spouse has a very intense stare, like their eyes are very intense. When they look at you, you feel like they want to devour you. When they look at you, they might be looking at your lips a lot. When they talk to you, they might be very, very close to you, okay? For example, me, I'm a person, I really look at I look at people like this, but not to like intimidate them, but it's just like, I don't know, this is just who I am. So I feel like your spouse is kind of like similar. Like when they look at people, they look at people like this, like really in your face. They're really like maybe even very close to you. Or they look at your lips a lot. They might be, you know, like looking at your lips a lot. This is something that you're going to notice, but you're going to notice that their eyes are intense. Their stare is intense. They look like they're hypnotized by you. They look like they don't see anything else besides you. There's like, their energy is very intense. Very, very intense. Okay, so you're going to be overwhelmed with their intense energy here. Very interesting. So it doesn't matter where you meet. It's kind of like, let's say you meet in a public situation. You're going to notice this person's eyes. They have been looking at you for 10 minutes without blinking. This is what I'm picking up here. And of course, it would be creepy with other people, but with your spouse, you're going to love it. Does that make sense? Okay, so you're going to feel drawn to that. Or you might even be noticing that you cannot stop. Like, you usually are very shy with looking at somebody, or you usually try to be like, to be smooth when you look at somebody, but you cannot help but look at them like this. You cannot stop. Like, oh, I cannot look away. Okay. What is going on here? Let me see what's going on. What is that energy about? What is pile number 3 going to notice first about their true love and their future spouse? Their first impression. I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like you're immediately going to become like, it depends on where you meet your spouse, but I feel like there's going to be an immediate energy of like strong sexuality, meaning like you're going to get wet very fast. Like when you get wet when they look at you, you get aroused when they look at you, you get aroused by this person's lips, by their eyes. Like this is like an overwhelming feeling of like, I want to have sex with you. I want to take my clothes off. I cannot stop looking at your lips. I cannot stop like touching you, or I cannot stop looking at your, like, or you're going to feel like this person's going to make you horny. I don't know where it is. Like, for example, it is online. You're going to be immediately like horny, but I'm not seeing that you guys are going to have like a horny discussion or like a sexy talk here. Not necessarily. I don't pick that up. If I do pick it up, I'm gonna tell you guys, but there's gonna be like, you're gonna be like wet or horny or aroused immediately by them. Okay, there's something going on with do you know what I'm picking up? I'm hearing somebody's heartbeat like doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. So it's kind of like I talked about that in pile number 1, but I'm picking up like, it's like your heart is gonna beat, or like I'm also hearing something about in sync. So their circumstances, their life, in your circumstances in your life, or the question that is, you know, like floating in your mind, and their question that is floating in their mind, it's all in sync. It is in sync. So what you're thinking about and what they say, or what they ask and what you think about, or your answer, is in sync with their circumstances in their life, and the way that they talk to you is in sync with what you go through. Let's say for example you have a skin irritation. Okay, I'm just gonna say like I'm gonna share a story with you. Okay, so one day I got bitten by so many mosquitoes that my whole body was like covered in mosquito bites. Okay, and I went to the drugstore to get a cream or like a lotion, but it didn't help because I have a very sensitive skin. So when I put something on my skin that is not 100% like natural, I break out, or I have something weird, like weird rashes and stuff like that. So, and let's say, for example, this person has like a skin irritation, or you have a skin irritation, and this person is like, man, I have this bad skin irritation, and it's like I'm itching myself everywhere, and you're like, oh my god, me too. And then this person's like, yeah, I went to the drugstore and I got this cream. And then you're gonna ask like, well, is it natural? And this person's like, yeah, because I've tried a cream before, it was not natural, but this one really helps. Does that make sense? So it's kind of like it's in sync. Like something that you guys are going through is kind of like in sync. And I talked about that in pile number 1, where it's like, this cannot be, I'm hearing that this cannot be a coincidence. It's too perfect the way it aligns. Let's see. What is going on here? The Two of Pentacles. Let's get a few more cards here. And it's also like, I'm hearing it's clear. Oh, so your spouse, what you're going to notice about your spouse is that they bring clarity to you. As if they were the last puzzle piece to a thought, a question, a riddle, something here. Because we have the Ten of Swords, and the Ten of Swords is like an ending, but it talks about like no longer overthinking something, no longer contemplating about something, no longer being fearful. Okay. So there's something going on where you're going to notice your future spouse because they bring clarity to you. I'm also being brought to like, if you felt like your life has been very crazy the last couple of months and you don't know why. Like, and when I say crazy, I don't know, it could be like spiritually, you went through a lot of spiritual awakenings, a lot of turmoil, a lot of like questioning who you are and what you believe in and what is going on with you. And like something about like, if you felt like your life was kind of crazy, and I'm not just talking about like physically, meaning that you move from one place to another, you get a new job. For some of you guys, it might have been like that, like a lot going on. For others of you, there might have been an energy where you felt like spiritually there's a lot going on, where you felt like, man, this is like a very interesting stage in my spirituality or on my path. And or you might have even seen like weird, like crazy stuff in the sky. You might have, you know, like discovered crazy conspiracy theories that like, I don't know, like opened yourself up to new things and stuff like that. And you felt like, man, my life was a little crazy the last couple of months. I don't know why. More paranormal activities, maybe even like more, I don't know, something about like, man, that was crazy what I've gone through over here. It's kind of like you and your spouse are coming into each other's life and you both went through something crazy. It's like, but again, it's kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't even know what is going on. I just know that something is weird in the air. So you guys are going to come into each other's life, and it's like you understand each other's crazy or each other's crazy story, or you might immediately share crazy stories with each other. You might even talk very cryptic with each other from the beginning, but you understand what the other person is saying. There's something very weird going on here. Or again, like they're the last puzzle piece to a question, a thought in your mind. For example, if you have been contemplating, does law of attraction really work? Is manifestation really real? And then when your spouse is in your life, it's like, okay, it is real. Or is true love real? It is real. Did I really just see that? Is this like, are supernatural things real? Or is this conspiracy theory real? Something about, is this real? Your reading is very odd, but I love it. Okay, let me see what's going on here. Okay, I'm just describing the energy. We're going to go more into what you think of your future spouse, but I want to dive a little bit deeper into the energy, because I feel like despite, or like your spouse is a very intense person. So I also feel like your first impression of your spouse is that they are very intense. Okay, they could live a very intense lifestyle. They could have a very intense diet. They could have very intense opinions. or they could just be very intense with their eyes, with their sexuality. This is like a very sexual person here. Very, very sexual. Let me see what's going on. What is pile number 1's first impression of... What is pile number 3's first impression of their true love and their future spouse? What's going on here? Going on here? 6 of Cups. This is just for somebody, not for everybody. And don't take it if you don't like that idea. But this could be somebody that you know from your past, but you've never been in a relationship with this person. Just for somebody, not for everybody, okay? So for somebody, it's somebody from your past, maybe even somebody from your childhood, okay? Somebody that you went to elementary school with, but you guys never came together. And it's like, oh, what a coincidence that I meet you here after 10 years. Just for somebody, not for everybody, okay? For others of you, there's definitely something about like your families are somehow connected. There's a strong synchronicities in your family lineage and in their family lineage. Okay, there's something going on here. Let me see one more. What is pile number 3 going to notice about their true love and their future spouse? Ace of Cups again. I feel like it's love at first sight. It's something about the eye contact that makes you like you've never been this sexually aroused or horny, or it's been a while, especially if you are somebody who's celibate and you don't get easily aroused, you don't get easily, like, it's almost as if your body is telling you that they're the one by you being aroused when you're usually not, or by you getting horny when you usually don't get horny, or by your heart beating fast when you usually don't feel anything when you look at somebody. Does that make sense? So there's something about your body would tell you that there's something special about this person, because it's either your heartbeat, or it's either like you get aroused, you get extremely horny, which you usually don't, especially for those that are like not sexually active here, okay? Or you start sweating or something like that, or you start to have like very horny, crazy dreams. 2 of Pentacles. And again, there's something about like you go synchronicity. The key word here is synchronicity, but it talks about like what their life, what they're feeling and thinking in this very moment, and what you're thinking and feeling in this very moment as you guys meet each other. Okay, so it's going to be very, very significant. It's going to be very, very apparent and obvious that this is not a normal connection, or this is not a normal meeting. This does not feel like a normal meeting. This does not feel like a normal connection. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about your spouse here. So I feel like I feel like your spouse is somebody, again, your spouse might be somebody who is a little crazy, but in a good way, meaning that they might have like very crazy opinions, crazy theories, a crazy lifestyle. They believe in supernatural things. They might even have, person might even be very quirky where they are into numerology, or they might be doing something that is like very odd, and you might be noticing that immediately. Like they might be saying my lucky color is like blue, or my lucky color is red. Like they're definitely superstitious. They believe in stuff. I feel like this person is, you're gonna feel like this person's freaking sexy, and I almost want to say, like, for a lot of you guys, it's been a while since you felt so, again, sexually drawn to somebody, or where you actually felt sexually drawn to somebody, period. Okay, you might be somebody who only gets aroused or sexually drawn to people that mean something to you. So you're gonna be like, oh, I'm very sexually drawn to that person. That usually doesn't happen. Okay, now with the Ace of Discs, I pick up this energy here that this person is definitely somebody. They could be big, they could be very tall, or they could be taller than you, or they could be very muscular or very big. Okay, I'm not talking about, I'm talking about, because we have muscles here, so more so talks about like muscles, or they could have like big arms, or like a big chest or something along those lines here, or they could just be like very tall. What is the Ace of Cups? Let me see what that is about. I have to get a few more cards here, because it feels like a mystery here to me. Let's see, where's the Ace of Discs here? What's going on? Where's the Ace of Discs here? Damn. Why is there so much coming through? I also feel like your future spouse is a fast texter, so you're gonna notice this person is like super duper fast with texting you back, or you guys are gonna text a lot or talk a lot on the phone or something along those lines. But again, with the 8 of Wands, the 8 of Wands is fast. This is like becoming horny very fast, being aroused very fast, talking, fast replies or something along those lines. Let's see, where's the Ace of Discs here? Okay, pile number 3. I feel like your spouse, when you meet this person, they might be saying something that takes away your fear. And I don't know what it is. They might be saying something, they might be doing something, they might be coming into your life to end your fear of something, or to end your overthinking mind of something. Does that make sense? And we talked about it. So you're going to notice that your spouse, their words, what they say, their opinion is so important in your life right now, because it's like, it feels like it's a direct mirror to your thoughts and what you have been thinking about. I don't know how else to explain. That's very hard for me to explain. Let me see what's going on here. You're going to feel like your spouse is a very imaginative person, a person who probably, I'm hearing, you're going to feel like your spouse's head is in the clouds. They like to daydream, they like to think about things, they like to contemplate, they like to question. This is definitely a person who is like very high up there with their thoughts. Like their thoughts are a little bit higher. They think about God, and they think about destiny, they think about fate, they think about like if aliens exist, they think about, man, I don't know, they think about all kinds of things. But it's kind of like it's a little bit higher. It's like those thoughts that you have when you lay in bed, or those thoughts when you have when you think about like the Big Bang Theory and what happens when you die and stuff like that. This is definitely your spouse. They contemplate a lot about life. And oh man, I'm hearing this song. You guys already probably know that I love 50 Cent. But he says something about, I'm not doing anything, just contemplating about life. I don't know which song this was. Something about like, I think it was God gave me style, God gave me grace, but I'm not sure. I feel like your spouse is definitely somebody who believes in God. I feel like your spouse is very religious. They believe in God. They talk a lot about God, and this might even be like how the conversation starts, or they talk about the universe or something like that. Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune here. So you're gonna feel like your spouse is. You're gonna feel like your spouse is the good kind of crazy, or the crazy that you like. Okay, I'm hearing normal people bore me. Okay, so your future spouse is not gonna bore you because they're just as crazy as you, or you're gonna notice that they're just as quirky as you. They do something very odd. Okay, they could be saying that I only wear red shoes on Monday because it's like I don't know, does that make sense? They might be saying something weird, or they might be saying like I don't know, like I pray on full moons or like I'm not going out today. Today is like, I don't know, something with the Jupiter stands somewhere. There's something going on here. I'm not explaining it, okay? But you're gonna love it. You're gonna be like, you're so freaking weird, and I love it. Okay? Now with the Wheel of Fortune and 3 of Pentacles, I feel like your spouse is somebody who I keep feeling something about tall and big. So I feel like they're tall, or you could feel like this person achieved something huge in their life. Okay, with the 3 of Pentacles here, because for me, I'm looking at this big building, and I keep feeling something about like big or tall or high. Okay, so with the 3 of Pentacles here, I'm picking up an energy, and it also brings me to somebody who's scared of heights. So there's something about they bring an end to a fear that you have. And then also on the Wheel of Fortune, we have like a lightning bolt. So I'm hearing it's going to strike you like a lightning bolt, meaning that there's something about clarity, something about the last puzzle piece, something about it is real, or something is real, or I don't know what's going on here. It's not easy for me to put it into words. We also have the card here, period of prosperity and abundance, with the bread card. So there could be an energy, yeah, there could be an energy where your future spouse is like a breadwinner, who's somebody who is really good at making money, somebody who's really good at bringing money. So they could be somebody who, they could either be really good at baking and cooking and stuff like that, or they could love cooking, okay? Or they could be somebody who's really good at making money, who's really good at finances, who's really good at marketing, who's really good at marketing strategies, who's really good at managing, who's really good at advising. So they're definitely, I feel like they have a talent for, I think they have a talent for numbers, or they have a talent for like mathematics. They could have a talent for communication. I'm also being brought to like business administration. I'm being brought to like somebody who's really good at communication, but being good at communication brings a lot of money to them, or something like that. Or they have like a really nice position in a company. Okay, for some of you guys, they could actually be self-employed, not for everybody. But with the Wheel of Fortune and the Three of Pentacles, for me, this definitely feels like somebody who is running something big, or who's maybe even working on developing something big here. Okay, let me see what that is about. Let's see, why is the bread here? We have the Ten of Swords, we have the Three of Swords. Why is the bread here? What's going on? We have the Two of Cups and the Nine of Wands. Bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Wands. I feel like your spouse is somebody who really works freaking hard. So there's something about, I feel like when you meet your spouse, you're going to feel like this is the strongest individual that you've ever met, to be honest with you, because we have the Phoenix here, and I'm not gonna lie. Or there could be an energy where you're gonna be very, there's something about like endurance, or something about like only a person with a lot of endurance, only a person with a lot of like discipline, with a lot of strength could handle this, whatever they're doing, and it's really gonna turn you on. Okay, so again, there could be an energy where this person is really like somebody who, you see, we also have the card here, Valley. It says deep personal strength and peace that assures success. This is what I'm talking about. There's something about, you're gonna feel like this is like a very strong individual. May that be physically, may that be mentally, may that be money-wise, financially, or something along those lines. Let's see, why is the bread here for pile number 3? What is the bread energy about here? I feel like they take care of their whole family, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how to explain it. For me, this feels like this is like a person who brings in the money for their whole family, or they might even be expressing to you that they have been working since they have been 12, 10 years old, 15 years old, or something like that. Okay. Or they could actually teach other people about finances. So this could be somebody who teaches people how to become abundant, how to better their business, or something along those lines. So I feel like overall, you are going to feel like this person's somehow very talented. Okay, so this person, you're going to feel like this person has been blessed or has been gifted by God with a talent. Okay, this could be they're like extremely good at communicating, extremely good at finances, extremely good at, I don't know, like very athletic. They could have been blessed with a big, like with a height or something like that. You're gonna feel like this person has been blessed, or they have like a talent. They have some type of talent. Yeah, it also says, look at that, we have Mercury here, and it talks about words, thoughts, analysis, information, learning, trade, ideas. You see, so there's something about like curiosity, muse, wonder, vision, lens, and I actually wanted to say lens, that their focus is on you. Like if you have like a lens where everything else is blurred out and it's only you, so you're going to notice that this person is like very invested in you. They only have eyes for you from the beginning. I don't know why, I don't know how. With the seducer, they're also very smooth with their words. Like they're really good at talking, they're very smooth with their words, but again, they also have like they have a talent for convincing people. But this talks about like work, so this talks about like their career, their job, their work, or something along those lines. Okay, because the bread talks about prosperity and abundance. Okay, and then we also have the card here, nest. An emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. But do you see that here? There's something about, there's a coincidence between your family and this person's family. This person is also very family oriented. So this is what I was saying. They take care of like everybody in their mama, in their family. They're the one, I'm hearing they're the golden child, or they're the one that takes care of the family, or they're the one that takes care of their mom, their dad, financially, or something along those lines. This is like a person who really loves their family to death, and they would do everything for their family here. Okay, or they might be taking care of like a sibling, a cousin, or something along those lines. Let me see what else is going on here. Why is the 8 of Wands here? What's going on? Ace of... For some of you guys, your first conversation could actually be a little bit flirtatious and a little bit sexy. The only difference is that you actually like it, or you actually want to talk sexy, which might be unusual for you because you usually are not sexually drawn to people. So for some of you guys, this might even be like a very sexy conversation from the beginning. Okay, but I feel like it, how can I explain that energy? For me, this feels like that sexy energy is going to turn you on. And it's not going to be like nasty. Because with the Ace of Pentacles, I feel like it's like, it's going to be a sexy conversation, but it's still like ambiguous, it's playful, it's fun. Okay, and it has class. Okay, it's like wrapped. Okay. It's like, they look at that, they're like very good at seducing and like saying things that are sexually provocative, but in a way that is still classy, that is seducing. Okay, so you're gonna feel like this person is good at seducing. You're gonna feel like this person is, they're just, everything is sexy about them. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, let me see one more. What's going on with the 8 of Pentacles, 8 of Wands here? One more, the Death card. I feel like this is gonna be the first time in a long time that you're this horny, or that you have like a wet dream. Like for example, you talk to them for the first time and you immediately have a wet dream of this person. You immediately feel aroused. You immediately feel like you want to have sex with them, or you might have like a strong urge to have sex with this person here. Okay, man, 10 of Cups. There is something going on with like family matters. I don't know what it is. Come to find out that your family knows each other. Come to find out that their dad knows your dad. Something about a synchronicity, like your name is their auntie's sister's name. I don't know, there's something going on here. Okay. I'm also hearing for some of you guys, if you're LGBTQIA, I think you say, this is definitely your pile here. Okay. Just to let you guys know. Okay, number 3. I'm gonna go to the extended now. But do you see, like, if I'm stopping your reading now because I want to go to the extended. But for me, this feels like there's something missing. There's like a puzzle piece missing, or the story is not complete. But this is what I pick up here, like, where it's like there's something in their life and something in your life where the story is not complete. It's like there's still something missing to my question, to my prayer, to my thought, to my spiritual awakening. There's still something that I cannot put my finger on, but I feel it. I don't know what's going on, okay? Pile number 3, I'm gonna go to the extended now. Maybe we dive a little bit deeper into the energy, what is going on here, but I'm also picking up something about it's very clear. As much as it sounds confusing, it's also very clear. or your body's gonna tell you. Do you know what it feels like? It feels like your body is gonna tell you that they're the one, or your body is gonna be like very like fertile, and I don't know, it's like do you know, like in the animal world, where if an animal is ready to mingle or to have a partner, that they maybe like start to spread a scent, or they start to like grow, like their feathers, the color of the feathers start to change. There's something going on with like, you've never been this freaking horny, I don't know why, or you've never been like this sexually drawn to somebody, or it's kind of like the energy of like stopping yourself from like touching them or kissing them is going to be very, very hard. And the same for them. The sexual energy is going to be so intense, but it's like, it's suspicious how intense it is. It's not just like, ooh, he looks nice, I want to, you know, like kiss him, I want to kiss her. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I cannot like control my body here. Okay, it's going to be like, you both are going to feel this energy. Now the last card before we go to the extended, it says, and when he looked into my eyes, it wasn't a glance, it wasn't a praise, it was a message, it was a song. He was telling me I'm here and I'm not going anywhere, you see. So it's kind of like a stare in your eyes, and it's like you cannot break it. The eye contact, it cannot be broken. I had never held eye contact that long with anyone before. It was so much better than simply hearing words spoke. And it's interesting because it's hard for me to speak, so there's something very speechless about you and your spouse, or as you come together here. Okay, but again, I'm gonna extend this reading now. In the extent, we're going to look at what is going to seal the deal for you, what is going to make you feel like you want to see your spouse. I mean, we already know you want to see them, you want to talk to them, you want to see them for a second time. What makes you feel like they're like so freaking amazing that you just want to see them again, you want to spend another day with them. Okay, my beautiful pie number 3. I'm going to see you in the extended. The link is down in the description box. If not, I'm going to see you in my next one. I wish you a lovely day. Bye.